Morning, everyone. I wanted to talk about one of the biggest myths in long distance running, and that is stretching. Does stretching actually help your performance as a long distance runner? Does it really prevent injuries and even make you faster, like so many people seem to think? Here's the truth, and let's dig into it. So I actually work at a gym where stretching is very important for all the different disciplines that are taught: parkour, gymnastics, aerials, martial arts, etc. And that's because those specific activities demand a specific range of motion. You actually have to be flexible and do static as well as dynamic stretching, but lots of static stretching to have the range of motion to do something like a martial arts kick. But in running, it's a little bit different. Everyone, or a lot of people, assume that you need to stretch more so that you can become faster. But research, believe it or not, actually shows the reverse for long distance running. I'm not saying that you shouldn't stretch at all. I still think that there are benefits to stretching, especially dynamic stretches before a workout, maybe a little bit of static stretching after a tough session. But if you stretch too much and you become too flexible, the research actually shows that you might actually become slower. And that's basically because when you're running, the stiffness, that natural stiffness that you feel in your calves, as well as your hamstrings especially, that acts kind of like a springboard. And it can actually create a better and a more efficient running economy. So like when you're running around the track, doing your track workouts, or if you're on a fast tempo run or threshold or a 5K race, you want your running economy to be efficient. So you want your stride to go at a specific tempo, and you're just going boom, 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 right? You're hitting the ground like that springboard. And if you're too flexible, I mean, you can definitely still run, but you're probably not going to be quite as efficient because you don't have that stiffness that keeps your legs pumping at the right economy. Now, does stretching prevent injuries? That's kind of another myth as well as far as long distance running. If you overstretch, it's really not preventing injuries. It's going to increase your range of motion, especially when you do static stretching for long periods of time. Like if you plan multiple sessions of static stretching, that's going to increase your range of motion. And it certainly is probably going to prevent injuries if you're in a sport like I said, gymnastics, parkour, martial arts, and those types of activities that demand that range of motion. Because if you try to do a giant martial arts kick where you're trying to kick all the way up at someone's head and you don't have that range of motion, then yeah, I think it could be argued that stretching could prevent injuries for that. But for long distance running, I mean, with your stride, you're not kicking above anybody's head. You're only bringing your knees up to a certain level. Even when you're running a hill, it's not like you're bringing your knees all the way up to your chest. So there's really only so much range of motion. So in my opinion, and based on what I've read for a long time in running science, in journals and stuff like that, you only need a certain amount of flexibility, range of motion. What is more important as a runner is not how flexible you are. It is how efficient that you can go through this process of having one stride hit the ground after another. So again, I wanted to put out this video to bust the common myth that you should stretch a lot and that you should be really flexible to be a fast runner. I believe that that is false. I think you should maybe stretch a little bit in moderation, but the most important stretches, in my opinion, are the dynamic stretches that you do, especially before big workouts like track workouts and big tempo sessions, threshold runs. And I can go into more detail about the different types of dynamic stretches and dynamic warm-ups that I do. I'm not going to go over them in this video, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you're a runner, you probably don't want to stretch too much. I'll catch you guys in the next video.